Welcome back to Taylor by Nature, where we discuss topics pertaining to nature, our true nurturer. Today's topic of discussion asks the question: does the English account of Genesis 1, verses 1 and 2 gives an accurate description of what is taking place? Well, the answer may surprise you. Interestingly, when we read the beginning chapter of Genesis in the English tongue, the images that the Gentile English language create in our mind's eye are pictures of planets and solar system being created. However, when we return to the Shemitic language of the people who wrote those verses, we discover that we are being told a great deal more than what the English translated texts show because we have only been told half the story. At present, our perspective of what has been written is skewed and distorted by an English language filter. So our mind can only imagine what the English words on the pages paint for our mind eyes to imagine or envision. Since Genesis 1, verses 1 and 2 open the chapter, they set the tone for the entire chapter 1. But if we do not know what is really being said, how can we comprehend the chapter in its entirety? When you discover that what is actually being said is just in those two verses alone, you will then see that what the world has been told about the Bible and the words that are written on its pages is not the entire true story. In most cases, is not even half the truth. Traditionally, the foreign scribe who translate our writing tell a benign story about the earth and other planetary bodies being created, and that set the tone for what is supposed to be the opening of Genesis, but the beginning is not what we have been told. Now let's begin with the original language sound that set things into motion. Inu ha'ata, gana hawa, ana gaba, daga, datara, anua, adana, ha atara. As you have heard, the beginning word sound has no resemblance to so-called English. Now let's read the entire so-called English account version of Genesis 1 verses 1 and 2. In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. In those verses, in our own language that we spoke before so-called English, we discovered that the opening of Genesis is not a poetic verse about the Most High creating planets and lunar satellite such as the moon, which we know the Most High did create because the Sham, or Shan, or and San, which is the sun and moon, are mentioned in the verse. But the information in those particular verses do not focus on planets. Instead, they detail the creation of the Most High children, Ada wa Ama, also known as Ada wa Ama, and today we call Adam and Eve. As you can see, their names are joined together by a non-Shemitic scribe to give us the false impression that his name was Adam and his wife had an entirely separate name, of which foreign scribe renamed her Eve. But they were called Ada wa Ama, or Ada wa Ana. The other detail in the verse show us that the Most High created the first couple in the south, Nigab or Nigab, where the Most High also put a beautiful garden most people know as Eden. As we follow along in our own language, we also learn that the title Eden or Adan is what the first male and female were also called. His name was Ada and she was called Ana, which is why in some ancient cultures they refer to the first female as Ana and other and by others she is called Amma. But early on, while reading from verse 1, we discover that this book they call the Bible set the tone by revealing the action of a wicked, covetous, proud, envious angel who plot to tear down what the Most High created by mixing itself into the human gene pool. The verse specifically states, Belaya agata ta harayu, which mean the angel mixed itself with them by misleading them, and it did it with the sole purpose of genetically corrupting them, with his first point of attack being the feminine, the wife of Ada. And that is why those who cannot read nor speak our ancient language has been once again deceived to believe the so-called English account of Genesis 1 and 2, when it simply tells the story that an angel corrupted the creation by Gada, altering or genetically destroying what the Most High had created, which is where the English word God is translated from, Gada. Interestingly, the Bible not only shows you the wicked angelic interference that has destroyed so many lives by negating human autonomy, it also candidly reveals that the Bible consists of writings that detail outside interference from forces that were not and are not benevolent. Please like and share this video, and I hope this video was of interest to you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all.